it's time to step into the inner sanctum of the Geelong cricket scene with the Inside Edge.
Garry, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate that. This is a really early edition of the Geelong Cricket Show, The Inside Edge, but great to catch up with you as a new player to our competition. So tell us a little bit about your background and your experience up there. What competition is Kundrook Barham in?
We're in Northern District Cricket Association. It's a pretty small one. There's only 5 teams in the A grade.
And A grade cricket's played on turf, no doubt?
Yep, yeah, it's all turf. A and B is all turf.
There's some pretty good conditions up around the border region in terms of the nice warm weather that you get, and obviously the great conditions that can produce with regard to nice firm wickets. You're a player that's involved in the game as an all-rounder. You're involved in the game in every capacity. So tell us a little bit about your experience when you first played A grade.
Oh, well, I started playing A grade here. I think I was 4 years ago, and I started out more of a bowler, and batting's come along in the last couple of years. Really, moved up the order a bit, and yeah, pretty small town, so we all sort of know each other and got to go up the order and helped my cricket a lot.
Oh, good. Now, obviously, the situation is that you're studying at Deakin University, so that's a lovely connection that you have to that club. Warn Ponds Deakin, tell us about the people that have swayed your thinking and convinced you to make that your new home.
My brother went to Deakin as well, so he played 2 years at also. I played one game there at the end of last season when I was down for uni, and really enjoyed the group, and I've been talking to him a fair bit since, so sort of just all happened. I was either looking at going towards Warn Ponds or looking at a Div 1 club, but I really enjoyed the group. So.
Oh, great. Now, I know that Daniel Breen is a very passionate man, as all of our presidents are in the Geelong Cricket Association. So tell me about your relationship with him and how he once again has convinced you that this is the right place to be.
Oh, well, a few weeks training, and I was talking to him a fair bit and had pretty good over cricket. We also talked about golf, I guess. A bit of golf talk going on, and just I like the top group, like the committee around the club, and really got along with them really well.
You mentioned the golf, of course. I dare say the laws might currently be slightly different between Victoria and New South Wales when it comes to golf. And I think you're on the New South Wales side of the river, aren't you? So you're able to get out there and still strike the ball, which is good for you at the moment.
Yeah, they're a bit jealous about that.
Things might change fairly quickly. Now, tell us about your Deakin University studies. What does that entail? First year at the moment?
Yep, first year. I'm studying primary teaching. I've got a bit of time on my hands, but just looking to be a teacher.
And the remote learning at the moment, obviously a lot of tertiary institutions are quite accustomed to remote learning, so it's probably nothing that's too out of the ordinary for your lecturers and the like, but being able to keep the motivation levels up?
Yeah, no, it's all running pretty well. The teachers are all pretty good. Motivation was pretty good at the start. Still getting there. Only a few more weeks and then it'll be a couple weeks off. So
now, obviously, even translating into AFL terms, good educators often make good coaches, and you're only fairly young at the age of 20 taking on a coaching responsibility, but clearly you're a leader, given the fact that you're heading in that direction for a profession, and at the same time you're taking on a responsibility like a local cricket club coaching role at just the age of 20.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good. I've always been keen on teaching people, and I think it'll be good working with Troy, who's been around the club a fair bit. Be able to leech off him a bit, get to know the players. It'll be a lot better, I reckon.
Not a bad facility to be playing at either, Jarvis Oval. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's cracker. It's really good.
Probably not. not dissimilar to a lot of the grounds up around the Murray region, given the fact that it's surrounded by trees and the like. So
Yeah.
should feel right at home. Now, tell us about the standard of cricket that you've been accustomed to, and where you see your skills being able to translate into GCA 3.
Standard here, like at home, is probably fairly similar. I would say there's a couple, like the very top talent is probably better, but the depth is much better. Just because there's probably more people. I guess we'll find out, but I think it should be going all right, and I'll get more comfortable. I'll be better, I think.
And of course, one of the great challenges for Warnponds Deakin is to actually convince a lot of the students that are there that are passing through in an educational sense to make that club their home. And what role do you see yourself playing in terms of sort of building those bridges amongst the student body?
Yeah, I'll definitely be able to find some keen cricketers who don't want to head all the way home. I'll be able to training, I'm sure.
Yeah, and how aspirational has the club been in terms of talking about progressing through GCA 3 and maybe even making GCA 2 a goal?
Being here, like not around the club, people we haven't talked that much. We'll probably get more into it, like as we work together a bit more.
Yeah, terrific. Well, I suppose just one final question that I have for you is just what have you heard about the GCA prior to even moving down this way, knowing full well that from a Melbourne Country Week perspective, they've been dominant over a really long period of time. And I mean, Geelong is a large population, and so the depth of cricket is quite extraordinary relative to a lot of regional areas, even like Ballarat or Bendigo or other major centres like Albury. So did the reputation of Geelong cricket precede your actual experience?
I definitely wanted to play cricket in Geelong. I think it was the best thing for me. Like, I think more professional cricket around here is not very professional. Just sort of rock up and play. Whereas I even after one game, I know it's professionally run.
Very good. Well, we wish you well. Thank you so much for joining me for our off-season edition of the Inside Edge, and I dare say that we will catch up with you further down the track. Mindful of the fact that, we're really looking forward to actually having some cricket. We know that we've got to try to get through a bit of a football season. Do you play footy as well?
Yeah, I do. I was going to be playing golf this year, but I was going to take a year off and play some golf. But I guess that worked out.
Yeah, well, it's all quite up in the air for the whole lot of us, isn't it, really? So, Garry,
it is.
Thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate that, and I wish you well, and I look forward to catching up with you again in the future.
Thank you very much.